Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato.
With thrust mode. Oh my God, yes!
Horsepower and torque.
602 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque from a 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V10. Oh, one more. Oh, 10 more. Damn. All right.
So what is this? This is an off-road Lamborghini Huracan, similar to how there is a off-road 911 Dakar.
And I think the amount of times that we said this is the last naturally aspirated V10, this is actually the last naturally aspirated V10 in a Huracan. Because the Huracan is no longer continuing, and the rumors, at least as of right now, the replacement will be a twin-turbo V8, I think, hybrid.
But this, I guess, kind of comes out at the same time as the STO, right?
Yes, exactly. But like this one came out a little bit later. I think it was announced later.
And then from the looks, it's lifted up by, I think, 1 3/4 inches. It's got fatter tires with smaller wheels on it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. You can get these wheels in white as well, which for a rally-inspired look, I would love.
Oh, for sure. And then you can get a bunch of cool liveries, but they are like current Lambo stuff, which I don't think looks as cool as just straight yellow. As you can tell, I love my yellow Lamborghinis.
Yes, just like this one. And my son loves his yellow Lamborghini. That's right, my 2.5-year-old son has a yellow Lamborghini.
I asked my daughter if I should get a Prowler or a Lamborghini, and she said I should have both.
Lamborghini and Prowler.
Oh, I gotta have both?
Yes.
All right, sounds good.
There you go. Maybe we should buy this exact car, Yuri.
Deal. It is one of 1499 built.
They're only making 1499. They haven't built them all yet, but I believe all of them have been allocated already. So we would actually have to physically beg Lamborghini to buy this one.
I want to.
No, so do I.
This will be our first company car.
Yes.
And only company car.
Well, we have the Corvette. Okay, company policy, yellow cars only.
Deal. Okay, go back to the car.
And although this is limited production with only 1499, that's 55 more than they ever made of my E55 AMG wagon. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's rarer than a Lamborghini.
Sick. Yeah, I mean, this is like similar numbers to like F40s and stuff too, I think.
Yeah, I didn't actually look them up, but I would believe that.
Yeah, and it's cool that the plaque is facing outside. So if you're looking in from thing, you can definitely see it.
Okay, let's talk more driving stuff. By letting the engine talk. Okay, into cliche corner. I'm already gonna know that I'm gonna get a little bit of understeer because we are on all-terrain tires and the conditions are slightly treacherous but are getting better, and it is slick, and I'm in rally mode, so it does send more power to the back because it is all-wheel drive, and you can definitely get the back end out. And that's just in rally mode. With Rally ESC, you can still turn off the traction fully, which is how you have to launch this thing. And man, over the cliche corner bump,
it's like nothing.
The suspension is so smooth. These off-road supercars are the best. We loved the Dakar, and this is definitely better.
Yes.
It's got a V10, like right here, there's a V10, which, by the way, there is a rear view mirror, which just shows me the V10. There's nothing back there that you can actually see.
So back to, I guess, more of what this is. The intake has been moved up to the roof because I guess they were pulling in too much dust from the side, so that's plugged up.
We've literally got a roof scoop.
Yeah, and because of that, you can't see out the rearview mirror, but like, whatever. I'm surprised they didn't replace it with a camera, but also, I don't care.
Exactly.
V10. And then from the back, it looks so sick. We got like the louvers there. You can pop it up, see the whole engine. We got some nice exhaust tips right in the middle. We should probably
take a listen to the outside.
It kind of sucks that you can't rev it all the way to redline while you're parked.
But while driving, pull both paddles. Get close. I get close on the first rev, and then it 7,000.
I had to rev, and so many kids were telling me to rev.
Good.
It's the law. So this has a wide body bolted on because it does have a wider track for these wider off-road wheels, right?
Yes, it does.
And by the way, this would fit a set of Continental Viking Contact 7s for the winter.
Oh my God. Having this thing in the winter, daily driving this thing would be so perfect on a set of those.
Yeah, okay. And because of the wider body, we got the bolted on fenders. Do you like that they're black and dark, or would you prefer me to Photoshop them color matched yellow?
I like that they're black and dark, but I would prefer you to also show me what it would look like color matched.
I feel like I would like it all color matched, but this does look sweet the way it is.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you can get some of the exterior panels painted body color, but I don't think you can get the actual fender one's body color ever.
And then what's cool is up at the front, I guess probably one of the last things to do with the off-roadiness of the Sterrato, which, what does Sterrato mean? What's that? What kind of bull was Sterrato?
It's actually the direct Italian translation to dirt road.
Heck yeah. I feel like someone should name a bull after dirt road to keep the thing going.
They probably did.
We've got rally lights at the front.
Yes.
So you need to unscrew the little covers, pull those off. I guess you don't want to get stone chips from the road while you're driving around, and you need to have your high beams on, and then you can turn on the rally lights.
Yeah, and I think depending on where you live, regulations only allow you to have certain amount of lights to the front
Yeah,
of the
I mean,
car.
you shouldn't be driving around with your high beams on as it is. It's a rally light. It's not a fog light.
That's
it's not
right.
a accessory light. Do you like the look of these fog lights, or would you prefer them mounted to the roof rack that we have and the rails?
Yuri, I want both. Just lights everywhere. Where I actually didn't like the sport bar in like a GMC Canyon or whatever, I just want more lights on this because this is just ridiculous.
I like that it's got the roof rack built in. You can even get like a tire thing on there, but I would
wow.
prefer it with just the rails.
Same here, I think. Like, sure, you can throw a set of skis or a snowboard up there, but like, it would just look a little bit
Yeah,
cleaner.
cleaner,
without it.
yeah.
And then you can really see the roof scoop as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the Sterrato-ness in terms of suspension. So you mentioned a nearly 2-inch lift, so yes, we have that. And now I'm going to rally into Cliche Corner the same direction just because I'm having so much fun here.
I think we have like 6 inches of ground clearance almost, or something like that.
Something like that. And yeah, you mentioned the wider track as well, which gives it a little bit more stability for off-roading and stuff. But I just love how you can pitch it in, and it feels so predictable to drive this, and the suspension is so friggin' compliant. It's got Magneta rheological shocks, which are adaptive, so they do change between the drive modes. I honestly have not noticed too much of a difference between the drive modes. And we do have Strada Sport and Rally. Rally, as I mentioned, sends more power to the back, so I've been driving in that one just because it's a little bit more fun.
What I like is on my daily commute, I put in Strada and it turns off half the banks if you're in like automatic.
Okay, when you say
Sometimes-
half the banks, this is a V10. Now you're like, okay, what's half the banks? Literally half the engine. So this becomes an inline 5.
And it's really like, I was getting decent, like I still had way more gas in the tank than I thought I would have.
Yeah, which is
by
super
driving it
cool.
around, yeah.
So it's a very efficient V10, and too bad it's going away. At least the rumor
Well,
says
they had
that.
like 10 years of them. We'll
I
find
know,
one.
I know. Okay, man, this 7-speed dual clutch, 9,000, baby. Damn, I love this thing. We gotta buy one. We just have to.
I want to buy this specific one.
Yeah, Lamborghini, please.
And this one was used up at that ice driving school that we did last year with the STO and the rear-wheel drive Lambo.
Oh, this would have been so much fun there.
Yeah.
So this does not have any rear steer, but us doing U-turns and stuff doesn't feel like you need it. For some reason, the Dakar had it, but honestly, like, this is great. I don't see why they needed it in the first place.
And this is based off the Evo, which does have rear steer, and they're both all-wheel drive.
Yeah, so this all-wheel drive system functions great, as we've experienced in other Lamborghinis, but the tuning that they've done to make this more fun, especially in rally mode, is just it's perfect.
Yeah.
Love driving this thing. All right, let's get you in here to talk about many other things like this interior, which has one big change.
Thrust mode.
Yes!
I freaking love the lack of like super grippy tires.
Yeah, I know. It makes it
little-
fun.
A little bit of like on dirt, on snow, this would have been amazing. And I'm gonna put it into sport, not rally, all right?
Okay, so if this was on a normal, good, clean surface, it should do 0 to 60 in around like 3 seconds still, which is on par with the Dakar around.
But this is like the slowest Huracan.
Yes, horsepower-wise and everything.
Powers down a bit, and then I guess the extra weight from the tires and maybe the off-road equipment.
Yep.
Do you know what time it is?
Flooring it time?
Time for the Supercar checklist. Is
Oh.
it fast and is it loud?
Yes and yes.
Does it get a lot of attention?
Heck yeah.
I caught 2 people filming it. One guy hit him with the jump scare, but everybody loved seeing it.
Do you look cool getting in or out? I mean, look at this thing.
You look cool. It would be cooler if the doors went up, but it is not an Aventador, so I understand.
Honestly, it is even cooler getting in and out because it's raised, so as old people, certified us, it's easier to get in and out.
We're geriatric car reviewers.
Yeah. Does it have a lot of carbon fiber?
Surprisingly not.
Yeah, not visibly at least.
Does it pass the visor test?
Probably not.
No chance. Not at all.
Supercar pass?
Cup holders.
None.
Not in sight except for my crotch, which was holding my coffee this morning. So,
Supercar pass?
Yep.
And in case somebody points it out, there is an optional cup holder on certain Huracans, which is built into this dash, which we don't have.
Yeah, and then does it have a gimmicky steering wheel?
I mean,
yes, we got our drive modes there, our turn signals there, our wipers there.
Yes.
It's definitely a supercar.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
So other cool stuff that this Huracan has, a nice infotainment to use Apple CarPlay. You can use your radio, you can use Sirius XM. You just have to grab it with your knee, with your right hand, and then thumb everything you need. We got our volume button, which is a little tricky to use, but for a supercar, it works perfectly.
And the major difference in this interior, in this vehicle, is you go to vehicle and then you go to inclinometer for your off-road stuff in here.
Which you also get in your gauge cluster, and your gauge cluster layouts are perfect.
Other than that, this is a standard Huracan interior in the best way possible.
Except that the reverse camera is in the gauge cluster, not in the infotainment, which makes it a little tricky, but you know that D word I use on a lot of cars?
But that's standard on a Huracan.
I know, but you know that D word I use?
Yes.
There are no deal breakers in this.
No, absolutely not.
Except for being able to afford one or
Yes.
be chosen to buy one.
And then we got a fire extinguisher option behind me, which I love for my personal safety.
Okay, Apple CarPlay, and then we've got it wired, and then there's a little phone slot right here that holds your phone perfectly. It is so convenient.
Such a good slot.
And then like all other Huracans, we got that little thing to lift up to press the start-stop button, all these cool switches, which is also where your fog light switch is.
That is the other difference as well.
Paddles attached to the column, which is just so perfect and so Lamborghini. And now through cliche corner. This is just so good. All right,
It's funny because you can hear how stabby you are on the throttle.
I'm
thanks to
very
the loud
stabby.
exhaust.
I don't care that I'm stabby. I know that I'm stabby. They tell me I'm always stabby.
What I love about this car is the suspension, because you can actually feel it like pitching it like up and down. So if you were to floor it, like right now, floor it and like let off, it'll just nose up and down, nose up and down. It's just, the car moves around a lot. It's almost like a Miata-like.
Just like a Bronco.
I can do the same thing that I did to the Bronco Raptor in this.
Okay, now I'm gonna do my daily driving thing. I'm gonna put it in Strata, let it go in automatic, and see if I can get half the banks to turn off.
And this does have a valved exhaust as well, so below about 3,000 to 4,000, if you're really on it, you can really tell the difference.
4,000 is when it opens up every time, but
Yeah.
sometimes when you let off, it'll open up.
Which I'm sure is great for daily driving. It's not going to be droney. Like right now, this is like
Wow.
pleasant.
Like, there are enough people that I drove by who weren't looking at a yellow Lamborghini that was lifted that didn't realize a yellow Lamborghini that was lifted drove by them.
And if you did take this off-road, talking about the exterior, we've got skid plates underneath here, so you'd be protected.
Yeah, I didn't drive over my lawn like I did in the Dakar because I wasn't exactly sure how much ground clearance there was, but I feel like I could have done it.
I believe it's a little bit less than the Dakar, but still quite enough.
We are moving in a Lamborghini on throttle.
Inline 5. I saw the icon pop
Oh,
up.
it popped up for a second?
Yeah.
So good.
It looks like a wrench, but it's like a piston, obviously.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, did I break half the cylinders? No. And the thing I love about this second most behind the engine compared to the Dakar are the seats.
Oh, yeah.
So comfortable compared to those Porsche sport seats or
The
carbon buckets. Yeah.
Compare. Oh, carbon fiber. Just noticed that.
Yeah, okay.
So we do have carbon fiber buckets-ish, but they're so comfortable. Getting in and out is so much easier than that
you
Dakar.
can raise the height, you can change the back. It's manual adjust, which is what I expect. It's so comfortable. For my bad back, I think I could survive in this.
Oh, easily. Pull the Scansio, and you're good to go.
Oh, back to supercar checklist. I don't think it'll fit a box in the front.
No.
But we do have some space in the front where we keep our special screwdriver to remove those covers.
And placement for those as well when you remove them.
Oh, there. Cylinder bank off. Ooh. Okay, with cylinder bank off, if I floor it.
Oh. Interesting.
That was cool how it did that. It activated all of them and then downshifted.
It was like a difference in tone too. That was cool.
Yeah, it's very cool engineering behind this.
And some of the other engineering as well in terms of suspension. Sorry, I'm just gonna keep talking about it because it's so cool. We've got softer anti-roll bars as well, and then the suspension, like the actual length of the shocks is even longer.
Yeah, everything about this is cool. I
is.
love it. I want to own it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Is there towing on this?
There is not, but we do have carbon ceramics as standard, which is cool.
Yeah, and you can change like the brake caliper colors and stuff like that.
And we've got the black ones, which kind of fit the whole design of this car.
And the best part is, I think this is actually like my perfect spec besides the wheel color.
Yeah, this is a very, very good spec. Like I would call this pretty much perfect for myself as well.
Okay, is that it?
I think so.
Oh, this has a driver quarter as well. For track
Camera
stuff.
right there.
And here. Let's get to the price.
It starts at $319,617.
Canadian.
And this one is spec'd out to $405,847.
Sounds great, I'll take it.
I'll take 2, Yuri.
But if they won't let me have this, I'm gonna hit up tsb.truecar.com and buy maybe like a 2015 Huracan in yellow.
Literally any other Huracan.
Coupe, because that is my favorite body style of Huracan.
But of all the Huracans we've driven, because thanks to Lamborghini, we've driven so many of them, like almost every single special edition or whatever the one that they've made, this has to be my favorite.
It's my favorite too.
Which is crazy for that to happen, but at the same time, it's like, you know, they're gonna go up with a bang on the last one so that you get the STO and you get this as like the last ones.
It is my favorite as well, as much as I like a rear-wheel drive Huracan.
Yeah, I didn't understand these off-road supercars prior to driving the Dakar and this, and now I completely get it and I'm fully obsessed.
Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you never get a chance to drive one, at least you can live through us.
Yuri, give me some more revs, because I think this is actually going to be the last time we drive a naturally aspirated V10 from Lamborghini.